just thought I'd start off with, the title is clickbait. It's clickbait. I've used clickbait. I thought I'd let you know right now, admit it straight up. I've used clickbait. This video was clickbait, but the actual content is real. But the title's click. Let's go. Let's move on. I've had a lot of instances where I've had to cross-dress, and I thought that would be quite an interesting video to talk about. So we're gonna talk about it. As some of you may know, I act. I don't know if I'd call myself an actor, but I do the acting. I enjoy the acting. I'm applying for drama school. Because of this, I studied acting in college. I did a few musicals, plays, and productions of sorts. Sometimes I'm made to act as a man. I think the first male-ish role was probably a role I had in a musical called Summer Holiday back in 2017, I believe. The actual show, Summer Holiday, is extremely cheesy and cringy, and the script is so bad, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of a youth group production, and we had a massive bus that we brought on stage, and I got to wear a hat, and I really enjoy dressing up as a guy. I don't know why, but it seems to be a consistent thing in my life. I played Barbara, and she is a female who dresses up as a male for half the show. So this Barbara character, she wore I might have a similar hat actually. Let me see if I have a similar hat. She is dressed up as a guy because she is running away from her mother, who is forcing her to be something that she doesn't want to be. Then, in a series of dancing and crazy events, she flips off her hat, and it's revealed under this hat is all the hair in the world, and she's a female. Who'd have guessed it? It's the hair. The hair gives it away. The musical was obviously based off the Cliff Richard film, I think from like the 60s. It's a musical filled with Cliff Richard songs, so I have a vaster understanding of Cliff Richard songs than I would like to after that experience. This is kind of what I looked like, but without the glasses. I'll try and insert some photos from when I played her back in 2017. But I'm actually kind of vibing a very strong Seymour aesthetic right now, so I guess that leads us on to the next role. So at college, we finished off our 2-year course with a musical. Our musical for this college year was Little Shop of Horrors. Due to some circumstances from the first year of college, the number of guys in our class went from about 4 or 5 down to 2. We had 2 guys in our class. Well, we had 3, but one of them wasn't doing the musical. So we had 2 guys in the class that was doing the musical. This was difficult. There's quite a few guy roles in Little Shop of Horrors. Seymour, Mr. Mushnick, the plant, Orin, which is the dentist kind of guy if you don't know Little Shop of Horrors. The show was double cast, and there were a lot of girls going for the Audrey part, and I just knew that I wasn't gonna land that Audrey part, even if I wanted to. So I auditioned for most male parts, I think. I auditioned for Mushnick and Orange Cavello. I stood in for someone who was singing the plant part in the audition and did Seymour's bits. The people who cast it called me back and were like, hey, so you didn't audition for Seymour, but would you like to? And I was like, sure, okay. So hence this look being a very Seymour look. I actually wore this exact hat, glasses very similar to this, and I did a Seymour audition. Then I got called back by the people who cast it, our teachers. I said, no, I don't think I want to be Seymour because I think he needs to be a guy. But guess who I did end up getting cast as? Mr. Mushnick and Orange Cavello. I'm so short, and it's hard to convince people that I'm a father when I'm literally 5'2", but that was fun. And then I also played the dentist, which was probably one of the most disturbing characters I've ever played, because I had to put a full beard on. And finally, the thing that I was cast in barely months later was One Man, Two Governors. I did it with an amateur group in my local town, and it was extremely fun, very, very entertaining show. And I played the girl in it who dresses up as a guy. I'll insert some footage or some photos or something of my experience, but there's not really much to be said. I was cast, I wore a blazer kind of suit deal for most of the show. Oh yeah, and I wore a wig. This is the first role as a guy, or as a girl pretending to be a guy, that I had to wear a wig for, so I guess that's a thing. I looked, oh god, I looked so funny, so bad, but it was good, it was funny, it added to the humour of the show, the fact that it's so obviously a girl as a guy, and yet everyone just is convinced she is her twin brother, so I believe that's everything, actually. I can't think of any other roles that I've been a man in, but those all happened very soon after each other, barely months apart. So for that period of my life at least, I was convinced that it was my typecast, and I still am actually. I wouldn't be surprised if I got cast again. I just end up playing guys all the time, or at least females pretending to be guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please, I don't know, I feel like I should ask you to like or subscribe, but at the same time, I hate it when people do that. So if you feel somewhat compelled to like or subscribe, feel free. Still don't know how to finish my videos, so I'll say good.